everybody, let's get going. Welcome to the Daily Crossing episode. Here's the crazy thing that I do want to touch upon, though. This whole situation that happened with the realtor, but this is a $1.8 billion, guys. This is, I've never seen anything like it in the industry. And the states that are affected, at least connected to this, is Missouri, Kansas, and Illinois, right? And the whole argument about the commission structure based on the fact that now the realtor is doing less work because people has access to social media. It was a standard practice to tell somebody based on whatever research they were able to already do as soon as social media became popular to say, Alexi, here's a couple of subdivisions. I looked into. Why don't you go? As a matter of fact, go take a look around at the subdivision to see if you even like the facility before, because the house might be nice, but it could be in the middle of a disaster zone.
Correct,
you know what I
correct,
mean?
correct.
So go see the area. Go see.
Yes.
It wasn't just a matter of. But even after you find a place that you like, there are a lot of things that I will tell you. It will be healthier to have somebody else helping you, especially if it's not triggering a cost to the buyer, right? So they saying we ended up overpaying for certain services that even social media and other, but this is something that is agreed upon. You know what I mean?
I get you.
And even in the state of Florida, that you have the ability to negotiate commissions. You have the ability to choose a company that will be able to charge less. They also are capped. You know what I mean? There's only certain percentage that they can go as high. So I'm really, to be quite honest with you, I don't even understand the nature of the actual lawsuit, because this thing is, when you're talking about disclosing everything, I don't know the laws of all of these states specifically when it comes to the internal laws of real estate, but in the state of Florida, I mean, I don't see this ever happening. So now the question is, what does it do to the real estate industry? Is it going to have
Makes
an
it
impact?
worse.
Are they going to be making less money? This is going to trigger a new regulation? As a realtor, do you have to come in and say, we can negotiate like what do you do right
I
now?
get you.
Now,
It doesn't look good for real estate.
by the way, this
You know,
is
you know what it's gonna do?
what?
Get an insurance license. Like seriously, it's just what is it? For every house that is being sold right now in the market, there are 5 people trying to sell it. Right? Is that
Correct.
somewhat of a right statistic? So it's like, why not? Like it's an industry is chasing after a train that has already left. You know, I heard that from your wife, and I'm like, it's absolutely right. So it's for anybody that is getting into the real estate industry, and I asked you, I think in the last podcast, where is the wealth in real estate created? It's not necessarily the realtor.
Correct.
Is the broker, depending on the structure that they have, and it's definitely in the real estate investment side of the equation, ownership. But you must have money in order for you to get there, and the wealth is not being built by being the actual agent. So, I mean, that's something that for me is look at another industry that needs the leadership, that needs to grow, but like it's being part of the right market. You know, when it comes to the lawsuit, I really don't get it. But I mean,
I tell you, I don't get it, and I understand the
you can
industry
sue
very well from
anybody
that
for
perspective.
anything.
Because at the end of the
So-
day, but winning the lawsuit is a whole different animal.
Yeah,
I
I
can
mean,
sue
it's
you. That doesn't
$1.8
mean they're
billion.
going to win.
And they said
And
it
this is
might
a very
triple
large
or
amount,
something.
and they have access to triple damages.
Yeah.
Usually, it's never awarded, but it's
That's
you
still
know,
crazy,
this
though.
is and some companies actually decided to settle. They knew they were going to lose. That's the part that I'm a little trouble with, because there's something called secret dealings. You know what I mean? Which really has the ability to kill the deal, open the doors to suit everybody. Or lack of disclosure. You're not disclosing, hey, here's the commission, here's what you're gonna
This is
pay,
how much I made.
here is so and so, this is how
Right.
much somebody goes at the time of closing, literally to the penny that is being disclosed, who's gonna get what.
I mean, you sign it.
Yeah, so my point is, I don't understand at what point of that communication, the fact that you don't like the amount of commission they're charging you, that's not enough of a reason to sue somebody. You can still sell your house by yourself. You know what I mean? That's why
Right.
For Sale by Owners is a website that is packed with properties.
Yeah.
Because some people say, you know what, I don't need a realtor. I'm sophisticated enough.
Correct.
I know every single one of the steps. I know how to deal with it. I know how to go to an attorney to help me with the documentation, and I know how to go to a title company that knows how to carry the closing. Whatever the case may be, I don't know that this is healthy in any way, shape, or form,
Yeah.
or that it does anything for, because you
the
still have the
consumer?
ability. And unfortunately, this is one of those cases where most people are not even paying attention to it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. From that perspective, I don't know that it's going to have a negative impact. What it does is open the doors for more regulations
Yeah.
on a market that, I'll be honest with you, just to get a license, you basically gonna get a cavity search. You know what I mean? It's just it's getting more and more complicated when you actually have countries that do phenomenal in terms of the real estate industry that don't even have a license.
So let me ask you, what does this lawsuit do for the consumer? What is the good thing that
Other
comes out of that?
than a reminder that you are in control of what you're trying to do. That you're not hostage to whatever existing agreements happens to be. I'm gonna
You can
sell the house,
negotiate.
but I don't have room to pay that 6%, 5% commission structure. Here's what I can do, because I do need the help. I want the marketing to be done. I want communications to be handled. I don't want to be taking every single file. But I can only offer you 3%. I don't know what you're gonna offer to the other person. You work it out with however it goes. That's not unusual. As a matter of fact, there are companies that's their business model. They will only take 1% so that I can get the listing, so you can let me sell the house, and I'm gonna offer him 2%. So he actually is gonna make more than me, but he's bringing a buyer. Now, if I bring the buyer, I get the whole 3%.
Right.
But I'm not gonna limit it just to myself. I'm actually putting, there are companies that's their business model to get more people. So other than reminding people that you should be able to negotiate some of these things, I don't know that it's going
So
to have
for the
a greater
consumer,
impact.
it's just a reminder that you have more control.
1000%.
What does this lawsuit do for the industry?
In general, if this brings excessive regulations, if the commissions become regulated to the extent that now you turn around and you said, you know what, $500,000, $15,000 commission, forget about 16, 6% of is $30,000. And now somebody says, well, even though the marketplace has been dictating those prices, right? Now we're gonna say that's too much money for you to earn. Now you're messing with the whole capitalism system, and the whole is supply and demand. It's your ability to
Correct.
negotiate. And then you can say, but you have so many people that are not sophisticated enough to be able to negotiate those things. Well, how about the best thing you can do is to remind people that you are in control, that you should be able to sit down with a realtor. You come in to say, I want to sell your house.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, it's $1 million. That means $60,000 in commissions. I'm not willing to give you $60,000. Here's what I'll do, Alexi. I'm willing to give you $30,000 in that commission. You can think of that in terms of percentages,
Yeah.
or you can think of that in terms of real money going into your bank account.
Gotcha.
However you want to see it.
Yeah.
You decide what you want to give the other guy. You work it out, because systems should be able to.
Yeah.
So a little bit more of education, a little more. Now, realtors, be aware,
Yeah.
because this is not a good signal
That's
for
what
the
I was
market, in the sense that, you can very easily go. A lot of wealth has been created through real estate, and a lot of wealth has been created for realtors. You know what I mean? They work the market, they work it very well. I know phenomenal people that have been part of the industry that do an incredible job. They're just really dedicated to what they do. They're very loyal to. They follow every single component of the law. They represent people properly. But at the end of the day, there are guys that really earn their money. You know what I mean? This is not. You're not selling 20 houses. You know what I mean? This is 1, 2, maybe 3 per month. You know what I mean? And making some money. So this can become a situation where, if it's excessively regulated, you can go from making that $30,000, $15,000 commission to now you're gonna get $1,500 to selling a house,
So
$2,500 selling a
So
house.
for the
That
realtor, their
will
paycheck
will
just got.
reduce. Well, the industry itself couldn't have the ability to support the many realtors that you have in the market right now. So you will have no choice. But if it's gonna be no different than just like having any other job, why would I be driving around? Why would I
Correct.
be dealing with people? Why would I have you in my car while I'm driving
Yeah.
around? Why would I be dealing with the aggravation and running the risk that I don't even get paid that month? You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of liabilities. It's a one-sided story, and I don't like it. I don't like when it does that, because what it does is attacking a free market system. You know what I mean? And I don't like when it does that. So I feel for realtors right now, they're gonna get a little bit of a black eye. Black eyes. I don't know. All right. So I feel bad for them. I feel bad for them because, and this can put a lot of people. Listen, as it is, the market is already driving a lot of people out of the market.
Yeah.
Which again, see, when the market is doing that, it's not a bad thing because it's cleaning up the people that they went to get a license just to speculate about maybe I can make a lot of money. No, this is difficult. To the people that have been here for 20, 30 years
Right.
doing real estate, and those guys are going to continue to do up until the point that they get to retirement. Like I said, there's some good people out there, and this or that. But this is not. Hopefully, it's not a precedent that will be extended to the rest of the country, and I don't think that would be a successful lawsuit in the state of Florida. To be quite honest with you, I think that has to do with the states over there. But anyway. Any final recommendations to your realtor friends other than get an insurance license
Get
or
an
anything like that?
insurance
Is like most realtors, I will tell you this, and this will be a recommendation for realtors. Most realtors live in a bubble because mostly they are getting information and connecting to what's going on in outside in the marketplace, the industry, through their own sources. And somewhere, somehow, is always providing extremely filtered information that doesn't necessarily give them an accurate perspective of what's going on in the industry, the marketplace. There's a lot of people that can be a lot of realtors, just based on a lot of bad publicity, can be in a position where don't be surprised if you walk into somebody's home and you're going into a very hostile conversation. So just prepare yourself to how will you deal with that kind of objection. Are you ready to negotiate? Are you working with a broker that would allow you to say, listen, if worst case scenario, there's a good deal, good people, you know that we can make it happen. I'm okay if we because you still got to get the green light from the broker who's telling the agent that it's okay to negotiate. So it just adds a lot more to the process and the conversation. You know?
Realtor/lawyer.
No, right.
Yeah.
I think for me the biggest thing that I'm taking from this whole conversation is you want to think about yourself as a business owner if you're going to go into entrepreneurship.
Yep.
And I think what a lot of realtors where they make the mistake is they can get away with looking like a business owner,
Correct.
but not actually be business owners. You know,
Correct.
so if you're by yourself, you don't have a team, you're an independent person, and you just trying to figure out a way to sell one or two houses, you know, that's not a real business. You know, and I think those are going to be the people who are going to take the biggest hit
Well,
from this.
most of them will stay as independent contractors, and they do believe that I'm a business owner.
Yeah.
You're not. You're just an independent
Correct.
contractor.
If you sell a house
You know,
this week, this morning, you're
you
in trouble.
Yes.
can have a broker qualified as a business owner who set up his own realty facility, real estate company,
Yeah.
and that guy is operating
Yeah,
as a business
and
owner.
I think what's
has
going to
no-
happen if this keeps going this direction, it's only going to be those brokers and business owners who are going to survive. Everybody else, you're going to turn into an employee where
Right.
you're going to really not feel like an entrepreneur as a real estate agent. No, you're going to get a job where you're going to get paid hourly to drive people around, and if you're lucky, you get a commission at that
And
point.
what they were saying is that
You
artificial
know?
intelligence was going to be able to replace all of that, including you know you're talking about life insurance. They were talking about soon those things are not going to be needed. Everybody's going to be able to just say 30 years, you know what I mean, living benefits, a death benefit, I have $1,000,000, I'm healthy. How much does it cost me? Right, and to be able to go through the whole purchase and question, they doing a lot to promote and to automize a system. But at the end of the day, there are certain products that do need to be sold to people.
Yeah,
You
I was
still
gonna
got
say,
a
I'm like,
reason.
everybody's dream or most people's dreams. I don't know, Gen Zs are a little like they're not feeling it, but most people's dream is to buy a house. When we sit down in front of people every freaking day, and it's like, what's your number one goal right now? At some point in the next 5 years, I'd like to have a house.
Yeah.
You know, but by the way, no one wakes up in the morning saying, today I'm just gonna get another $500,000 of life insurance. Nobody does.
Yeah.
Nobody's thinking about retirement because that takes planning, that takes accountability, that taking
Correct.
responsibility, and it is dealing with the fact that at some point you're either gonna get sick, you're gonna die, or you have to start not enjoying your money right now so that you can pay yourself in the future. Well, those three things, they're not an easy conversation to have, and that has to be so. I don't care how much clickety click click you can do. It's very difficult for somebody to do that. Life insurance is not bought. Life insurance is sold.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's the number one thing.
Is it possible that at some point you're going to be having an interactive conversation with an AI and the
Probably.
image that is going to
Yeah.
walk you through
I agree.
and
Yeah,
and
definitely.
sell you into
No, I
this
agree.
is a good benefit
Yeah.
because that has been already
Yeah.
possible is going to. But today, where we are today is you can't even get your bank to process. Like try calling.
They
the
cannot
choice
understand me.
says like
Yeah.
your
Yeah, it's
is
not
it-
there
You
yet.
say.
is it
Yeah.
did you say personal or business? Personal.
Yep.
He said, did you say checking account or it's
Yeah,
it's
no, I
just
get you.
nonsensical conversation. The housing market is there where it definitely there's a lot of access to finding location, a lot of images, a lot of videos that can show you everything about the property. You can learn a lot about the area, but for people's confidence, right, to feel better about what I'm about to do, which by the way is the usually is the largest purchase that anybody will be
Yeah,
making
that's
in a
true.
lifetime. You want some reassurance, you know
No,
what I
I
mean?
get
You,
you,
you
yeah.
want
Somebody to
somebody
walk you through it.
Yeah, you just so I don't know that it's gonna be that. I mean, listen, I'm just hoping that it makes it better for everyone. Like I
Yeah.
know the consumers, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money sometimes when you're paying out, but all of those things can be negotiating. And I know, like I said, phenomenal realtors that will have no problem sitting down saying, hey, listen, either my broker or the broker himself will say, here's what I got to do because I got to offer something to the marketplace
Yeah.
so that we get more eyeballs. The fact of the matter is that the reality is if you're a realtor and you're looking at a property that's going to pay you a 5% commission, right? And you're looking at another property that's only going to pay you 2% commission, and you're looking at basically the two same similar properties, similar location. If I can get you the same quality of a
Yeah.
property, and it's going to be in the same type of neighborhood, and it's going to be
Yeah.
the same and I can make more money doing that.
Yeah.
But the market is dictating. Now, Lorena, I have to say, man, that house is getting a lot of eyeballs. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people stopping by. I can see everybody. You know what I mean? I'm looking through the window. You know, I mean, those guys are getting the people to go see. Nobody wants to come to my property. Maybe I need to do so. That's again, that's the market
Yeah, I get you.
playing around to come up with
Yeah.
and making the adjustment. That being said, listen, I'm dying to hear your perspective about how any of these things can absolutely affect you.
Yes.
If you like the information, share it, pass it around.
Comment, subscribe.
Subscribe to the
Find it
channel.
out in the comments.
Get a few more friends to come on board.
Yes, yes.
And we look forward to seeing you in our next conversation.
There you
Thank
go.
you. Peace out.
Peace.